1950s, the internet was discovered. And by the 1980s, technology had blossomed. In fact, we today see it in our daily lives with 24/7 ATMs, technology within our own cars. Everybody seems to have a cell phone today. And we even have the opportunity to shop online. Our personal information is stored. And what happened to these classrooms? When did it go from this to this? Where every classroom is now filled with computers, interactive boards, and every student seems to be having an iPod, a cell phone, or some other interactive device. But is this necessarily the end and the doom of education? Welcome to Digital Citizenship and the 21st Century Learner, where we will be exploring what a digital citizen is and who the 21st century learner is today in our classroom. This PLC-like presentation has been developed to help those teachers and educators that are looking to integrate technology into their everyday curriculum. Before we can begin to even incorporate technology into the classroom and into our curriculum, we first must understand what digital citizenship is. According to Mike Ribble, digital citizenship can be defined as the norms of appropriate, responsible behavior with regard to technological use. He points out that there are three critical levels in which digital citizenship can be reached. They are respect, educate, and protect. And it is extremely important for districts to follow through with their petition from K through 5, 6 through 8, and 9 through 12. Now, there are many resources available to teachers where you can actually log on for your students to go through courses, trainings, and even sign contracts in which students will abide by the laws and by the rules set forth by the teacher. It is extremely important that you set these at the beginning of the year before you begin incorporating technology to your classroom. More vital aspects of digital citizenship is law. It is important for you to educate your students that there are laws, in fact, that revolve around protecting children. Two of the more important laws is California AB 307, which requires districts to include a component to educate pupils and teachers on the appropriate and ethical use of information technology in the classroom. In addition, California and the federal government has created a Protecting Children in the 21st Century Act, which requires all schools to teach students about appropriate online behavior. The link below on this slide you will see will direct you actually to the Digital Citizen website where teachers can explore the many lessons and applicable apps that you can bring into the classroom to show students just how important it is to follow and adhere to these laws. Component to integrating technology into your classroom is creating a safe environment. There are many resources that districts can use to promote a safe environment. As a teacher, it is extremely important that you relate to your students the use of technology safely, responsibly, critically, productively, and civically. Just like in our own homes, we rely on protection. We lock our doors, we install fire alarms, and should be the same when it comes to the digital world. There needs to be safeguards in place for our students. It is extremely important that you know and understand your district policies and procedures and how your district is protecting each of your students. It is also extremely important as a teacher to be constantly monitoring your students, as students in their nature will like to rebel against the teacher and search where they should not be. So it is important to always be supervising your students whenever you are using technology within the classroom itself. So, who are these 21st century learners that we all hear about as educators? Well, honestly, they're the students sitting right in your own classroom. Technically speaking, 21st century learning means that students master content by producing, synthesizing, and evaluating information from a wide variety of subjects and sources with an understanding of and respect for diverse cultures. An effort is needed to match and define modern learning using modern tools. No longer is the classroom just a physical building. We must use powerful learning tools that are at the fingertips of the 21st century learners. Basically, teachers, it's time to speak the language of the students. And it's not something to be feared. In fact, there are many resources out there that can be used to educate our students at a level that we have never even believed possible, if only we are willing to dig in and learn. Great about the 21st century learner is that there have been many sites that have developed standards in order to help you pair them up with the new regulated Common Core state standards. These sites, such as the NEA or the National Education Association, it has been founded to help educators. The National Education Association was founded by educators that know the inside of the classroom. It was developed by education leaders, business community, and policymakers collaborating together to define a powerful vision for the 21st century education. Educators' role in implementing the technologies into the classroom is more important than ever, and these types of associations help us to see that technology is ever changing and we should not leave our children behind. It is important to recognize that the 21st century skills are imperative to implement in our classroom in order to prepare our students for our globalized workforce. While many teachers are familiar with some of what is available on the internet, what education apps exist, and how we can utilize everyday tools like email, Facebook, camera phones, and others to help us in class, the world of educational technology is currently exploding. There are apps that help students balance chemical equations using hands on animated examples that make what they are actually doing so much clearer than it ever was on paper. Apps that help students interpret Shakespeare without dumbing it down or ignoring the amazing yet challenging aspects of his language are practically begging to be used in English classes where students groan at the mere mention of the bard's name. Tools that help students create presentations quickly and easily, tools that allow teachers to assess student understanding in an instant, and tools that give students additional guided practice in an engaging way are just some of the possible uses of electronic technology in the classroom. The invention of the internet, knowledge is truly at our fingertips. There are so many endless opportunities for educators to bring technology into the classroom or use simply what's already there, from presentations like Prezi and PowerPoint to visuals through YouTube. Teacher forums that have become extremely popular over the last few years, where teachers are able to use their own voice to help other teachers incorporate technology. One of the most widely used websites is what's called Teacher Paid Teachers. This is where lessons are already currently developed that you can purchase from other teachers and use them to incorporate technology into your classroom. By simply clicking on the internet and using a Google search, typing in technology resources in the classroom can give you thousands of endless opportunities. One of the biggest problems that I've come across as an educator is embracing technology because there is a question that is posed by teachers all around the world. Is technology a distraction or an opportunity? We've all been in that situation where students have simply checked out because they're distracted by a computer screen or simply looking at their cell phones and texting their friends. As an educator, that kind of situation is simple and easy. You have to have rules and regulations and boundaries when it comes to technology use within the classroom. And if these are followed, the distraction could be and should be set to minimal. Now, if we embrace the future, which as educators, we have to embrace the future, we have to embrace technology if we are to move forward, we will see 5 very unique opportunities that will come across in our classroom. The first is that introverted students can participate. You will see that with anonymity of using emails and blog posts, those students that normally do not talk will now engage in your classroom. We will also avoid conflict in the classroom because of this anonymity. You can eliminate a lot of the arguments that happen a lot of times within discussions. We will also build positive digital citizens. It is important to prepare our students for the future. We'll also see differentiation and student choice. We'll be able to engage more of our students. And student engagement is going to be on a rise. We'll be talking what I like to call in their language. Students love technology, and so why not use it for our benefit? Simply embrace the future. And I feel that as an educator, not only are you going to reach more students, but you're going to be developing smarter, brighter 21st century learners for the future. Information can be found through the resources listed at the end of this PowerPoint. Please feel free to explore further and expand your toolbox to bring into the classroom.